Imagine a woman who ruled not as a queen, but as a king. A woman who commanded armies, outmaneuvered European colonizers, and refused to bow to anyone. This is the story of Nzinga, the 17th century ruler of Ndongo and Matamba, who defied the Portuguese Empire for 4 decades. Born around 1583 in what is now Angola, Nzinga was not supposed to rule. She was the daughter of a king, but in a society where power typically passed to men, her path to the throne was anything but certain. Yet when her brother, the king, died under mysterious circumstances, Nzinga seized power with a ruthlessness that would define her reign. She didn't just take the title of queen, she demanded to be called Ngola, the gender-neutral term for ruler, asserting her authority as equal to any male monarch. Her first test came in 1622, when she faced the Portuguese governor, Luís Mendes de Vasconcelos. The Portuguese had been expanding their influence in West Africa, capturing slaves and carving out territory. When Nzinga arrived for negotiations, the governor offered her a mat to sit on, a deliberate insult, implying she was beneath him. In a move that would become legendary, Nzinga ordered one of her attendants to kneel, turning the woman's back into a throne. She sat on her own terms, staring down the governor as an equal. This was no mere gesture. It was a declaration. Nzinga would not be diminished. But diplomacy was only one of her tools. In 1624, she was baptized as Ana de Souza, a strategic move to secure a temporary alliance with the Portuguese. She even took the name of the Portuguese king's wife. But this was no surrender. Nzinga was playing a long game. When the Portuguese betrayed her, she escaped captivity in 1627, fleeing through a convent window and disappearing into the jungle. She would return with a vengeance. By the 1630s, Nzinga had consolidated her power in Matamba, a neighboring kingdom. She built an army of up to 20,000 warriors, including an elite corps of female soldiers known as the Dandas. These women were not just symbolic, they were feared combatants, trained in the same martial arts as the men and fiercely loyal to Nzinga alone. In 1647, she led her forces to a stunning victory at the Battle of Mbiwa, crushing a Portuguese contingent and proving her military brilliance. But Nzinga's reign was not just about war. She was a master of economics, controlling key trade routes for slaves, ivory, and copper. Unlike other African leaders, she didn't let the Portuguese monopolize the slave trade. Instead, she used it as leverage, selling prisoners of war to fund her resistance. This has led to controversy. Some historians accuse her of collaboration, but modern scholars argue she was playing a brutal game of survival. By the time of her death in 1663, Nzinga had delayed Portuguese domination of Angola for nearly 40 years. Today, she is a national hero in Angola, her face on currency and her story taught in schools. But her legacy is global, a symbol of resistance, female power, and the unyielding spirit of Africa.